there's a kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. You come home after hanging out with friends. You weren't sad. You weren't angry. You weren't even bored. But the second you shut the door behind you, you collapse. Not physically, emotionally. You throw your phone on silent. Every notification sounds like a scream. Even replying to a lol text feels exhausting. You don't hate your friends, you just feel done. If that sounds like you, this video is for you. This isn't burnout. This isn't depression. This is something that a lot of people feel, but almost nobody talks about. A social battery crash, also known as an introvert hangover. In this video, we're going to unpack why you feel like this, how your nervous system is wired to process social energy, and what you can do to manage your limits without feeling guilty. You'll also learn how to stop labeling yourself as difficult or antisocial when your energy dips, and start respecting your rhythms instead of fighting them. Because social energy isn't infinite, and learning to manage it might be the single most loving thing you can do for your mental health. Let's begin. Imagine this. You're at a friend's birthday dinner. There's laughter. People clink glasses. Music plays in the background. You smile. You nod. You contribute to the conversation. But you can feel something draining. By dessert, you're not even tasting the cake. You're watching the clock. Your face is still smiling, but your mind is already curled up under a blanket. Sound familiar? This isn't you being antisocial. This isn't you being dramatic. This is your nervous system trying to tell you it's full. You see, some people recharge through connection, others through solitude. And for those of us who lean more introverted, every social interaction is a subtle withdrawal from our internal energy bank. But here's the problem. We've been raised in a culture that equates presence with politeness and withdrawal with rejection. So when we hit our limit, we don't feel entitled to leave. We feel guilty. We don't say, "I need space." We say, "I'm sorry, I'm like this." We overextend, then crash, then isolate, then feel bad for isolating. And that, right there, is the cycle we need to break. Because honoring your social battery isn't selfish, it's a form of self-trust. And the more you ignore it, the louder it will scream. Let's talk science. When you're in a social situation, your brain is constantly processing verbal and nonverbal cues. Tone, body language, micro-expressions. This consumes mental energy in the form of glucose and activates the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. According to Dr. Marty Olson-Laney, author of The Introvert Advantage, introverts tend to rely more on long-term memory and internal processing, which requires more time and energy to respond in conversations. Translation: even if you love people, interacting still costs you something. And when that cost builds up without rest, you experience a crash. This crash can show up as sensory overload, mental fog, emotional numbness, a desperate need to disappear. There's even a term for this: introvert hangover. Psychologist Susan Cain, in Quiet, The Power of Introverts, writes, "Solitude matters, and for some people it is the air they breathe." But here's the problem. We've been conditioned to feel ashamed of needing solitude. We apologize for canceling plans. We mask fatigue with fake smiles. And yet, no one questions the athlete who needs to rest between games. No one shames the phone that needs charging. So why do we treat emotional recharge like a character flaw? We need to flip the narrative. Social energy is a finite resource. Boundaries aren't barriers to connection, they're the bridges that make connection sustainable. Just like we track our screen time, we need to track our people time. and stop pushing ourselves past capacity to prove we're normal. Because normal isn't the goal. Regulated and honest is. Here are 3 tools to help you stop the cycle of social depletion. 1. The traffic light check-in. Before, during, and after any social event, pause and ask. Green, am I energized and open? Yellow, am I starting to feel overstimulated? Red, am I at my limit? This builds real-time awareness so you can leave before burnout hits. 2. Create a recharge ritual. Have a go-to wind-down routine post-interaction. This could be lo-fi music, journaling 5 thoughts that surfaced, sitting in silence, dim lights, blanket, deep breaths. Treat this ritual as sacred, not optional. It tells your nervous system you're safe now. 3. Pre-commitment planning. If your calendar is full, don't add, swap. Say yes only if you can say no to something else. Overcommitment is often disguised people-pleasing. Here's a script. I'd love to, but I'm prioritizing rest that day. Let's reschedule. Simple, clear, and still kind. Your energy is not unlimited, your time is not disposable, and your needs are not inconvenient. You are allowed to need quiet. You are allowed to log off. You are allowed to leave early. You are allowed to protect your peace, because no one else knows your internal capacity but you. And you do not have to burn out to be lovable. Let me say this again. Rest is not a reward for being social. It's a requirement for being whole. Your peace is not proof of failure. It's proof that you are listening to yourself. So the next time your energy dips, don't apologize. Don't over-explain. Just say, I'll be back when I'm full. And trust that the people who love you will understand. And if they don't, that's a different video. Tonight, when your battery feels low, do this. Don't scroll. Don't force yourself to reply. Don't criticize your silence. Just pause, breathe, journal, be. You are not broken for needing solitude. You are not weak for setting boundaries. You are healing. You are honoring your rhythm. You are becoming someone who knows the difference between connection and exhaustion. If this resonated with you, comment in this video and share this with someone who always shows up for others, but forgets to show up for themselves. Next week, we'll talk about the difference between social anxiety and social burnout, and why mixing them up might be draining you even more. Until then, stay soft, stay sovereign, and above all, stay real.